Okay, we're back. Worcester Art Museum has their medieval Renaissance galleries. This is a Roman soldier in a piece in their collection on display. This helmet is painted in a bronzy sort of color, and it looks similar to Roman helmets. I can recognize it as trying to emulate a Roman style helmet from the imperial period, from the 1st century, even though this painting was done in the 14th or 15th century. The funny thing is that this ear flange here, this ear opening, is like 3 or 4 inches forward of where it should be. His ear is covered by the helmet. So I think this is a case of making it try to look like a Roman, with a Roman helmet, with what they knew, compared to what we know now. Sail of Boston, 2009. I got to go on board the Coast Guard Eagle. They even had a little stamp there, which was pretty cool. Yeah, nothing will draw a crowd to Boston faster than parking a tall ship in the harbor. People will find it, and they will come in droves. It's wonderful. Or it can be a real pain in the butt if you're trying to commute to your job. This is a Romanian ship with this tremendous figurehead. Their Portuguese ship, the Russian Kyrgyzstan. I might be pronouncing that wrong. Bill Short and Matt Marino with Herstwick doing a presentation to Higgins Armory on Viking and Norse arms and armor. Kalmar Nickel is another gorgeous tall ship down in Delaware. It came up to the Salem Maritime Festival 2009. The Salem Train Band was there doing a display. We got to go on board. We're in our kit and our 1630s clothing. It was something else. Absolutely gorgeous. Every inch of that ship has got something decorated, gilded, and or carved into it. It's amazing. And they always have this one little small sailing boat right there on Derby Wharf. A little note. Some more notes from different things. Lars Jonsson, or Johnson, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. He came to Drumlin Farm and Mass Audubon 2009 for a book release, and I have a copy of it, which he also signed. He's a preeminent bird artist in the bird world. Sistrum at the MFA Boston. They have an incredible Egyptian, Roman, and Greek collection. This is at the Wadsworth Athenaeum in Hartford. This Spartan figure is pretty famous. This was seen in a high school textbook all those years ago. And lo and behold, it's actually in Hartford. I didn't know that when I was in high school. So when I saw that, I'm like, hey, that looks familiar. If I remember right, this figurine was carved maybe 100 years or so after the 300 Spartans, who did not wear the same kind of arms and armor that we see in that movie 300. Don't even get me started. We'll just leave it at that. Some more weird, just ideas that just don't go anywhere. Rhode Island School of Design, or RISD, had a incredible engraving exhibition that I went to a couple of times. They had some period Buren's engraving tools on display, and I would love one like that. I took a note here of the art of engraving, art of etching and engraving by Abraham Boss, which was written in the 1645, and I now have a facsimile copy of that. Years later, I realized I had the note that I took. Is like, oh, I already got a copy. RISD also has a great Egyptian collection that you may not know it's even there. More beautiful Egyptian stuff. What can I say? Metropolitan Museum of Art has their own unbelievable Egyptian collection. I love this woman with their offerings basket and holding a goose. Sekhmet is making her presence known. I went to the Met for a samurai exhibit. It had arms and armor that were not seen outside of Japan ever. And it was an amazing exhibit. This conch shell, if you know your Higgins Armory collection, we have one. It's now, of course, at Worcester Art Museum. There's only, I think, 2 or 3 in the world of this style, and Higgins' piece is the only one outside of Japan. So to see one in the exhibit was amazing. This one kuburo, this one helmet had bunny ears on it. You could always hear when people got to that display case, because they would start giggling, or you'd hear kids get all excited about it. Though I don't think you'd want to point and laugh at the samurai who wore that, because I think you would find a quick end to yourself. The Metropolitan also has a really nice Roman and Greek collection. Little denarius of eagle and standards that's attributed to the 3rd Legion, the Roman group that I'm with. We got some pens, a pen inkwell, a die. I would love a replica of that die, carved out of, I believe it's stone. Sometimes referred to today as an Apollo-Corinthian style. As a Roman helmet, but they were making it look like a Greek helmet from the classic Greek period, where the Greek hoplites would tilt their helmets up on their heads. The Romans made it look like as if the helmet was already tipped up on their head, but they made it into a helmet. Romans, what are you going to do? Tibetan firearms, they had some arms and armor of Tibetan culture. This matchlock had these incredible tusk-like bayonets strapped to it. That just blew my mind. More Egyptian stuff. Yeah, I know the perspective is totally off, but you have to keep in mind this was a full decade before COVID is a thing. You would be literally elbow to elbow with people in the Metropolitan for hours. So you got used to being crammed in for long periods of time. So I'm sketching as quickly as I can with my elbows into my chest. So yeah, anyway, that's it. That's this book. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of these, hit like, send me a comment. Let me know what you think, and we'll go from there.